What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony, aka the Senator of Chaos and Controversy, and I got a video that I wasn't going to do because I didn't think it was something that I felt the need to address, or because due to the fact that there are other channels that were covering this story. But then when I got to dig in a little bit and look into the story, I noticed some of the details was a little skewed, you know. And I was like, here we go. I said, again, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And sometimes when issues occur, you know, you have to get the facts and the details of that ordeal correct. Okay, so again, I said that I'm subscribed to many channels. If you look under my profile and you see who I'm subscribed to, you see there's a variety of channels that I look at or whatever, look into their stories, probably give my little input on it or whatever. I've gone over this before. But in this particular case, this story has to deal with a man in Alabama that got escorted out of the, I think it was called the Riverchase Galleria. I believe that's the name of the mall, or wherever it was. Anyway, his name is Tawan Dennis, and I guess he's a comedian or whatever, and his stage name is Mo City Fats. Something to that degree or whatever. Now, as the story was being addressed and as the details were unfolding, the narrative that was spun was that this man was kicked out of the mall because this white dude had an issue with him walking by his kids. Listen to what I said again. This black man, this big black dude, got into a confrontation with this with the father of these two kids because they started crying. And he said, this white guy. Now, before I go any further, that's the issue right there. Because when it comes to any dispute, any altercation, there needs to be clarification, okay? Clarification number one is that the man wasn't white. And you can hear it when he's walking by and he's doing his live stream. And he said, you know, I got these people thankfully walking with me, along with the police that's escorting me out. And he said, yeah, I walked by this white man and his two white kids. And you hear the dude that seemed like one of them pro-black individuals. He said, I think he was Arab or Arabian or something like that. And then there's another video that basically clarifies that the man was indeed, in fact, Middle Eastern. Okay, so he wasn't Caucasian. Okay, but you have some of these other channels and these social media outlets that ran with that. Oh, you know, these white kids, they cried because, you know, whatever is what they were talking. And, you know, like I said before, there are prejudices that are taught, and it's not just excluded with the white community. Because there's prejudices taught in the black household, there's prejudices taught in the white household, there's prejudices taught in the Hispanic household, the Indian community, the Asian community, whatever. So again, it starts from the home. Okay? And like I said, everyone is at fault for that. Okay? But again, the details was a bit exaggerated. That's what I want to say. Okay? Now, the second thing was, it wasn't due to the fact simply because he was a black man. It was due to the fact that there was an argument that took place between this individual and the father of these two kids. And I guess when there's any disruption, you know, whatever. Now, I would agree, you can't argue with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, if this man got kicked out, so should have the other man got kicked out, because they were both guilty of arguing. Regardless of disputing who was right and who was wrong, if your policy states that there should be no scene taking place or whatever, and you got two people engaged in violating that policy, then you both should be escorted out the mall. You shouldn't just side with one person, whatever. Because if I'm to agree with what had transpired, then yeah, it was bogus. Just because I walk by your children and they decided to, you know, fear me or, you know, start crying and stuff, you know, is not the automatic go-to, what did you do to my kids? You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, people are minding their own business. I know for a fact that my son cries. My son cries basically because he doesn't get the attention that he wants. So if there's nobody giving him attention, if there's nobody in the close proximity of my child, then he starts bawling. He starts crying. He starts having an attitude and stuff until you go to pick him up or until you start acknowledging him and stuff. So kids going to cry for any given reason. That's number one. You don't necessarily have to do anything. So that was a little bit ignorant on that father's part, you know, to automatically jump to, what did you do to my kids? You know, trying to insinuate something, okay? So that right there within itself was bogus. And I agree with that. But for the man to make it a racial issue, to say this white man, this white, you know, and his white kids and stuff, there's such thing as being fair-skinned and stuff. And if another person who, like I said, who appeared to be pro-black could see, you know, the difference in regards to the race aspect, to say, nah, bro, he wasn't white. I believe he was Middle Eastern. If you could distinguish that, then, you know, then already you trying to create a narrative. Now, in regards to the cops and stuff like that, like, this is the thing that and then automatically, you know, I said, where did this take place? Because I admit I have my own prejudices when it comes to certain demographics and stuff, until I myself go to those demographics and see for myself how they operate. You know, but for these cops to say, you know, don't come back, you'll be charged with a trespassing, whatever, you know, that's going a little, you know, it was an isolated incident. No one got hurt, whatever the case may be. It was a bit, you know, whatever, blown out of proportion, I would say. The man didn't steal from the mall. The man didn't rob or attack anybody. You know what I'm saying? So really, to go to the extreme of saying, okay, you are banned from this mall, you are no longer welcome to come back here. If you do, you will get arrested and stuff. I mean, to me, that shit is petty. I'll agree with that. That is going to the extreme. That shit is petty. Just be like, you know what? For the next 24 or 48 hours, don't come back to this location. Boom, 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 boom. Things need to get sorted out. Boom, 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 boom. What have you. And from there, boom. Go back to the normal way of going about, you know, your daily routine and living your life or what have you. But yeah, I didn't agree with the narrative to automatically point out or try to suggest that the altercation that this black dude had with the parent of these kids, to conclude that, oh, he had it out with a white individual, and that was false. And then everybody from these other social media outlets that are, I guess, basically pro-black, so to speak, jumping the board, running with that narrative and saying, yep, there you go. See, that's how it is. You know, boom, 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 boom. Here we go with another incident. You know, white folks this and white folks that. And 9 times out of the case, it's not always white people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things get exaggerated. And I'm clarifying that right now. It wasn't a white dude that he had an altercation with. It was a Middle Eastern guy, okay? Now, as far as law enforcement, yeah, people can have their opinions about that as well. But I'm here to say, you know, people need to get their facts in order before they jump in and what you would call it, address the story that's in development, so to speak. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Until next time, until next video, hold up. Oh, I might have an exclusive for you guys. I might have an exclusive for you. Last night, the Amazing Lucas was doing a live stream. I followed the Amazing Lucas. Do I agree with everything that this man is about? No. Do I respect him and his content? Yes, I do. I feel that he's another person, I said it before, that he balances the scales. You know, when there's an issue or topic to address, he tries to address it with fairness. You know what I'm saying? You can't just look at one side and cheer and rah-rah for that side and not give another side a chance to say whatever. Because, you know, there's faults on both sides. There's rights and there's wrongs and stuff like that. There's things that you can agree with and disagree with. But everybody seems to be one-sided. And then when you try to address certain things and say, not everything's just one-sided. There are two sides to a coin. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully I was able to talk to him. I had the luxury of talking to the Amazing Lucas last night. And hopefully he'll take that excerpt and post it. And then I'll address it when that time comes, if it happens. If not, then I'll just go about it on my own merit and talk about what we discussed. But again, till next time, till next video. Again, I gotta take another sip. I have to do it. I have to do it. Peace.